Hey, what's up, English heroes? So, the question of the week is, what are some meaningful connections or friendships you've been able to make through your English? And I thought this would be a very interesting discussion point for us to share our ideas on. And I'll share mine, and I'll try to keep it short, though I don't know if I can really accomplish that because I'm gonna try to format my answer as a story, and it might take some time. So I'm gonna try to keep this video as short as possible. And let me set the stage. So it's Peru. The year is 2013, 10 years ago, and I go to Peru on an exchange program. While I'm there, I try to make the most out of the experience, right? I want to make friends. I want to connect with people. I want to learn. I want to get out of my comfort zone. I continue doing something I had been doing back in my city, which is leading a conversation group. And as a side note, you can see how that played an important role, like gave me really valuable experience that now I'm applying as I build Heroic English around this concept idea of conversation groups. Anyways, I am organizing this conversation group in Peru, and that's how I attract people from different parts of the world. One of those people is from Peru, and he connects me with someone who was involved in an exchange program organization, right? They were focused on bringing students from Europe to Peru and sending students in Peru to Europe. And I get involved with this group. I have the role of translator because they were people from Europe were coming, and some of them didn't speak Spanish, but they spoke English, and so that's how I was able to facilitate communication between them and people in Peru. So Stefan comes from Belgium. We become friends. We start hanging out. One evening, we were out in the streets doing some shopping. I think maybe it was something else. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. A random guy. We were like downtown and walking around. I guess we were speaking English. Random guy overhears us and gets curious because we were speaking English. So he walks up to us, asks us, "Guys, where are you from? I overheard you guys were speaking English. Got curious. Where are you guys from?" Okay, I'm from Argentina. My friend here is from Belgium. Blah, blah, blah. We start hanging out, chatting. He tells us his backstory. His name is Joe. He was actually born in Peru, but grew up in the United States, in New York to be more precise. He was just coming back for the first time after, he was a toddler, he was a baby, when his mother moved to the United States. That's his backstory. Anyways, become friends. He starts coming to the conversation club, obviously not to practice his English because he was a native English speaker, but just, making friends, connecting. And I'm already showing you how you can make these connections through English, right? If it hadn't been for English, I wouldn't have started the conversation group in the first place. I wouldn't have met Stefan. I wouldn't have met Joe, right? Anyways, back at the place I was staying, there were a bunch of Argentinian students that were doing the same exchange program that I was doing. One of said students is Maria from a place here in Argentina, Cordoba. He was there. Anyways, one day I have the idea of organizing a party at this place. And so I'm going to kind of like bring together my group of international friends, Stefan, Joe, and more people. And I'm going to bring them together and have them share a moment and a party basically with these Argentinian students that were in the same place I was at, right? So I introduced Maria to Joe. They met through me. They hit it off. They become friends. They start dating. They start going out. And yeah, that's another example of how they were able to connect, not through English in this case, because Maria didn't speak English. Joe needed to speak to her in Spanish if he wanted any chance at kind of like dating her, right? So fast forward to this year, to today, they're still together. They got married and they have just started a family. So we met actually earlier this year in January, and she was still pregnant then, and they had their first child 2 months ago, I think. And how cool is that, right? The fact that, like from my perspective, the fact that I was the facilitator in they meeting each other, I introduced them to one another, and now they've been together all this time, 10 years, and they got married, they had a child. That's so cool. So that is my story, how I experienced making connections, meaningful connections through my English. And that's just a few of so many other stories that I could share where English was instrumental in allowing me to meet new people, make friends. All through my working years, I've been working for like 10 years now, and the two main jobs that I've had been in English. So there you go. That's how powerful English has been in my life, or how like important and significant it's been. My relationship with my bosses, my former boss, Justin, he was incredible. Like I learned so much from him. He was an important mentor to me. A lot of what you see in me, I have learned from him. And now my current boss, Zach, he's incredible as well. He is an amazing leader, and I'm just learning so much from him. And yeah, so that is how English has had an impact in my life. And yeah, it's gonna have that same kind of impact in your life if you make the right choices that put you in a situation where you can really transform your life, your fluency, whatever. Anyways, anyone is writing their own story in their own unique way, and I'm just sharing how it's been for me. Anyways, that is it. I hope that this video isn't too long, and I'm looking forward to your guys' stories and answers and thoughts and what you guys have to say. Take care, and I'll see you during the week.